So today I'm at Lewis River Falls, and this is the lower falls that I'm going to shoot first. It's early in the morning. It's a cloudy day, so it's perfect for waterfalls. There's not going to be any light that'll hit the falls directly for any time, which is going to be nice. And it's a scramble down to the bottom to get in front of the falls, and the water flow is going to be perfect. It's not too heavy, so it'll allow me to get out into the middle of the falls, in the middle of the river more or less, to get some nicer shots. So let me show you the trail down. So there's the trail. I am not going to try to film it while I go down. It's a little steep, but I will join you again once I get to the bottom safely. So I made it down without any problems. It's just a little steep, so you need both hands to make sure you don't slip and just kind of trip down the slope. So it wasn't too bad, and the water flow is just about right. I really like the water flow. It's not too high, but my idea is try to get as far around the falls to the left side of the falls as you face it as I can, and find a composition there. So here are the falls, and this is probably going to be like a 16:9 shot. Again, I've got clouds, no sun, but it's uninteresting, so I want to make sure that I'm keeping my composition here and eliminating as much of the boring sky as I can. But the foreground here, there's not a lot going on in this part of the frame either, so I want to keep that blue, that nice green blue pool over there, and the falls. So that means just kind of thinking of it as a crop or even a pano. So there's my first composition, and it's pretty basic. Again, this is a 16:9, which I really like the look of that. And I do have a polarizer on, and it's doing a little bit, but there's still a lot of glare and on the water down here, and that's simply because of the position of the sun. Polarizers aren't magic. So I'm going to end up moving, I think, get a couple shots, and I'll move around to the left so the sun's more at an angle, and hopefully that polarizer do a better job. So hopefully you can see that. I've settled on like a half a second f/16 ISO 50, and it's giving me the look in the water that I want, and the f/16 is just to keep the highlights in check. I really don't need it. I could be shooting at f/8, but it's so bright that I'd be blowing out highlights if because I can't go lower than ISO 50. I've got a polarizer on. It's working a lot better over where I'm at. You can see the glare on the water is a lot less. I'm going to take a few shots here, and I'm going to keep moving around the falls, and then I'll be able to pick which composition that I like best after I get back in the office. A lot of photographers, I was very guilty of this when I started, of you see something beautiful, you set your tripod up, and you take like 700 shots of the exact same composition over and over and over again. And then you get home and you've got 700 photos, and they're all almost identical, So try to break that habit. Take a few shots and make sure it's in focus, and you've got your, you've got your settings where you want them, and it looks good. But then move, change the height of your tripod, move around, get different vantage points, as many as you can, because this is one of those waterfalls. It's just not a one-shot wonder. It's actually got some different areas, give you slightly different compositions as you move around the edge of the falls. So make sure you're not setting up and just camping and just blowing off 700 shots and going home. So I've climbed up into this little alcove and it's got a really nice overhang. I really like up here at the top. It's dripping, it's got this moss, and it's really super green. Foreground right here. I've got these boulders out here, then I've got the waterfall in the distance. So I've got a foreground, middle ground, and then I've got my falls all the way back there. And I'm still finessing the composition a little bit, but it's going to end up looking, let's see if I can make this happen, something like this. And I'm making sure that down here the boulders do not intersect with my foreground element, which is this grass. Again, I want to have separation, so make sure I have water that separates the green from the boulders. So I think I finally got my composition kind of dialed in. I went back to a 3:2 ratio so I could get more top and bottom. And I'm gonna have to kind of move a little quick because the sun is supposed to be cloudy until this afternoon, and the sun is already starting to burn through the clouds. So I really need to kind of knock this out, which is why I don't take, 2 tripods, 2 cameras, and try to set all that stuff up to show you guys what I'm doing, because I'll miss the shot 90% of the time because I'm having to futz with all that extra gear. So I think I got the shot. I'm not sure. The sun just came out and it's kind of ruining everything. Yeah, it's going to be close, but we shall see. Can't control it, so just make the best of it, and I can always come back. But I think I managed to squeeze it in when the sun there'll still be some glare on the water, but hopefully got something good. So I'm just kind of relaxing and just enjoying the falls. I think I'm happy with the photos that I've got. It's just really beautiful. It's nothing but the sound of the falls. And it's why I really love landscape photography. It's just everything about it there's the challenge, there's the beauty, there's the just experiencing the location, the moment, and grabbing the shot. That's getting excited to see it and know what it could be when you get it back in your office and make a big print out of it. All of those things are just. I love all of it. It's just fantastic. And this is one of the best locations just to enjoy it and just soak it in. It's spectacular. So this is the trail to get back up off of the floor of the falls. Not too bad. Lots of roots for stairs and handholds. So I'm going to cut this off and we'll see you at the top. So I'm not even going to bother going up to Middle Falls. The light is just way too harsh. So I'm heading back to the car. And before I show you the photos that I captured today, think about subscribing to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you got something out of the video. And you can click that little notification bell. That way you'll get an email every time I release a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.